Welcome back to the Broken Stoners. I'm your host, Brad Landau, and I'm here by myself today. And I'm going to be talking about some dreams. I think I want to switch up some topics and maybe start a new segment. I was kind of thinking about going over dreams that I write because I've been logging my dreams for the past 3 years, 4 years now. And I thought it would be really interesting to be able to tell my dreams and kind of get. There's some fun stories in there, and shit can get pretty weird and interesting all in the same bit. But I think dreaming is one of the coolest things in the world, and it really has helped me a lot in my life. But yeah, besides that, hey Will, hey Dave, Felipe, and all you guys, thanks for supporting me. I really do appreciate you guys, all you bastards out there, and yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you for helping me out and supporting me. I really do. But here, let me get into this. All right. Well, so my one of my this dream I wrote about. This is one of the first ones I had written down from my dream logs, but it goes a little bit like this. So my first dream. So this dream starts off with like me being with my buddy Aiden, my sister, and her friends, and we were up north at my cabin in this small town, and we were riding longboards and just having a good time messing around. Then we ended up heading down to this beach down the street from my cabin, and we were there. We were hanging out, and then we ended up seeing this big ass giant like fish in the water. It's fucking huge. It honestly looked like it ate you. So we ended up not going swimming, and then after like smoking some joints and chilling, we ended up riding longboards back to the cabin. And then we ended up getting in our cars, and then we headed home to our home city. And then annoyingly, for some reason, my dream shifted, and I like basically teleported to this girl Gabby's house where we were just like chatting for a little while, and then also we were in her basement, and I'm pretty sure I was going to leave the basement, and then she ended up stopping me at the top of the stairs and tried to kiss me. I pushed her off and said I'm not single right now, and I'm pretty sure I was in a relationship at the time. So in my dreams I was like fuck that. And then again she after she like tried to kiss me, my dream ended up shifting, and then I was at this girl's lake house, and she was having a party, and we were talking shit, messing around in the water, drinking and just fooling around. Eventually, we had too much to. She had too much to drink, and then needed me to carry her to bed, and which I did. And here's the fucking kicker of the whole thing: she ended up wrapping her legs around my waist when I laid her in the bed, and then tried to forcibly kissed me. And I had to like grab her face and slam it down into the bed, and I eventually got her off me. But that's where that dream ended. That shit was goofy. That's just a short one. But I have another one. This one's a little bit longer. All right, so this next dream is it's like it's like a field trip type of thing. But yeah, you'll get the gist of it when I get in here. But before I start that, I am gonna pack myself a bowl because I didn't take a hit at the start of this recording. So pack that bitch to the brim. All right, got it loaded up, ready to fire. 3, 2, 1, go. Holy shit, bro. That is actually deathly. Holy shit. Alright, so this next dream starts off with me in class, and I think I was in middle school, but it gave off really heavy high school vibes. And I think I was there with my buddy Will and Aiden, and also my uncle was there, and we were all smoking cigarettes in the class, and just or my buddy Daniel. But we ended up smoking. We were smoking cigarettes, and we had to like get up and help like clear out the smoke from the room. But when there was a point when I was ashing on the floor, this really cute Asian girl walked over to me and then like kind of like kicked the ash pile and like cleaned it up. And then she was being nice, and then eventually the teacher interrupted convos, telling us we needed to find a partner for a project. And I looked around, and everybody seemed like they found a partner pretty quick, and that girl didn't have a partner, so I went up, asked her to be partner, of course. And then she agreed, and I was like, yo, you won't really have to do much work. Like, I can get all the work. But then she smiled and was like, nah, don't worry. I'll pick up my slack. Don't worry about that. And then we were working on this diagram, and like 8 minutes into working together, we ended up moving closer and closer without realizing it, and we were making really heavy eye contact, and I felt her leaning for a kiss, and then I honestly leaned in, and then we got about a centimeter away, and then I pulled back and I said, I can't. And this is where the dream changes, because I did wake up, and I think it was because I was stressed by the kiss because we almost kissed, and pretty sure I was dating somebody at the time, and I was trying to stay loyal. But the dream kicked me out, but I managed to get to sleep like 4 minutes later, and then so I'm back in the class with the girl, and then my like two more of my friends kind of spawned in the room, and then a few seconds later the teacher came up to the front and announced that we're going on a field trip to the city, and then so we should get our things and get ready and then meet out front to these black SUVs, and then so I get my stuff together and with my friends and the girl, and then we walk out and see these dope ass big blacked out SUVs, and so we all get inside. I think there was like two. But and then got inside and we were all talking for about 10 minutes when I noticed this this really really beautiful girl with black hair, and she kind of just popped up out of nowhere. I don't know if I missed her or she like just spawned, but we ended up talking for a bit. I like walked up to her and talked to her, and then the SUV ended up parking on the side of the road in the desert, like in a desert, and we were allowed to get up for some reason, kind of like walk around, and I ended up like walking somewhere and then spawning a mattress, and then I was able to spawn these like portals, and at one point I hijacked the car, and then I like drove it around the corner and was hiding it with the portals and shit, like teleporting it, not far, but like in a pretty finite area, but then the cops got called. And I managed to hide from them for a little bit, but then I was like, fuck it, I should go back so I don't get in trouble. And then I ended up going back to going back, and they got all the cars situated and got everybody in, and we kept heading to the city, and it took about like 20 minutes. But then when we got there, we got parked in this giant parking structure, and it was like it was right next to this giant like gate entrance to the city, because like the city was like had this like walls around it, and like just a giant arcing gate with two giant doors, and so we get in and we get out, we're walking around, then me and my buddies get on our longboards, and we start like longboarding and shit, and like just riding around the city for about like 10 to 15 minutes, smoking joints, vaping, and doing dumb shit. And then we eventually make it back to our group, and then my gym teacher, Mr. Hardfoot, was fucking there, and he was like yelling about cops are gonna get involved because people have like possession of certain items, and I instinctively tapped my pocket and I was like, oh yeah, and then I remember I had my vape in there, so I took it out, and I accidentally dropped it right in front of everybody, and I was like, I didn't give a shit, so I just picked it up and I just ripped it and then I threw it in the garbage, and then other people did the same, but like they didn't drop it like I did. They just fucking took them out, hit it, put it in the garbage, and then we all got on the end of the SUVs and went back to school, and then so we get back to school, and then me, Will, Gavin, or is it? Yeah, I think it was me, Will, Gavin, the Asian girl, and then the black-haired girl go to the black-haired girl's house, and so we get there, and then we end up sitting there like playing with the girl's dog, and watching a movie, like sitting on the couch, and and then the black-haired girl takes me to her room, and she ends up like pushing me on her bed and then jumping on top of me, and like we made out for like 5 minutes, and then her friend knocked on the door, so we both got up and then we walked out of the door. But then when I looked back, the whole room was like dirty. Oh, I forgot to mention, when I first walked into the room, it was like super clean, and then when I left, it was like absolutely destroyed. I don't really know how. It was weird, but then we ended up hanging out for a little bit more with the group and like doing shit. I don't know if we drank or anything, but then she ended up taking me back to her room, and then I thought she was gonna like go in for a kiss again, and then she was like, and then so I leaned in, and she said, "Nah, I was just gonna ask you to help me clean my room real quick," and I was like, "What the fuck?" But I laughed and said, "Sure," and then my dream ended there. But like, it made no sense, bro. This shit is wacky as hell. Yeah. But that's yeah. So that's all I got for today. I did want to add a little segment about lucid dreaming, because that's something I managed to teach myself, and I smoke weed, so my dreams get negated a lot, and so like I'll end up forgetting them when I wake up. But um, like when I don't smoke weed, like my dreams are a million times more vivid. But when I started lucid dreaming, I was like smoking, like just started smoking too, so smoking really heavy, and I managed to like dream. So like that shit was wild. But like learning how to control my dreams helped me with a lot. No more nightmares. I don't want like I when I go to sleep, I sleep really good if I have good dreams. And then a lot of times my sleep feels like they last longer. I don't just like close my eyes and wake up. I find that fucking awesome. But like and then my buddy Slammy Lamb, we actually started keeping dream logs together when we first started like dreaming and like doing all that shit. Not like I first time dreaming, but like trying to lucid dream purposefully in that sense, or like dream about something that we purposely would want to like say. Like one time I wanted to dream about Godzilla, like a Godzilla. I have like a Godzilla-esque dream, not like being. I think yeah, I kind of want to be in the city or whatever, but like yeah, like one time I was playing in a football game and then Ghidorah and like popped up out of nowhere and like started fucking killing everyone, and I managed to get into the bathroom, and I like the wall was like see through though. It was like a screen, but like it was indestructible. It was like a safe room for some reason, but like he could see me through it, and I could see him. And then Godzilla came out of nowhere and started fucking just blasting shit. It was fucking crazy. But yeah, I think that's all I got for today. I hope you can enjoy this dream segment. I don't know what I'm gonna title this yet. I think I'll figure it out. But this was Broken Stoners Dreamcast. I hope you enjoyed. This was Broadline Dow. Peace.